Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
Uh,
You're getting lost into the music there.
yeah, I lost track of time for a moment. I was like, oh my God, what's going on over here? But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm to be back. We left another cliffhanger episode, and we are back at the right time, at the right place for us.
We are
Uh,
indeed. We are indeed. So welcome, folks, to Fullstack for Noobs, episode 16, is it? I can't remember. No,
I think
17.
it's 17 now. Yeah.
Wow, 17. Okay. Who would have guessed
Yeah, not
17
me.
episodes ago where we
Not
would be
me,
today? So for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, Sally and myself, we are building a full stack application. We started 17 episodes ago with an idea, and 17 episodes later, we are now at the point where we are taking that idea and have started the process for deploying that into the cloud on to AWS
Yes.
specifically. So what are we building, Sally?
So I just let me share my screen. First of all,
So whilst you're doing that, we are building a game. We are building the Kiro Quest.
Okay, you mean like I thought you meant what are we doing today?
No. Let's
Sorry.
for folks who are joining for the first time, let's
Yeah.
recap what we're doing, and then we'll bring them up to date. So what are we building then, Sally?
We are building a game that we are hoping to use at AWS boards so people can use Kiro to test their knowledge about programming, get some questions in different types like multiple choice, open-ended, or programming questions. So they can use Kiro and learn about everything related to programming in AWS. And we have been creating this gamified approach for a while. We had different kinds of approaches, like you can have a streak, you will have a nice layout with the game and everything. So overall, we have a very great game that you can.
I think we've got a really good game actually, and we focused initially on. We spent the first few episodes doing the intent, then we focused on the front end. Sorry, not back end. Then we focused on the back end, and then we put it all together and did all the debugging testing. And now we're at a stage where we've got a really great experience, and we're now taking our first few tentative steps. So where we left episode 16 was where we had designed our approach on how we're going to deploy. Yes. So we'd made some decisions. We're going to deploy on Amplify hosting and on EC2. And we'd also made decisions around using infrastructure as code to deploy it, because we're not ClickOps people, right? We do things properly.
Yes.
So we're using CDK to do that. And there are other options, but CDK is what Sally and me both love. Although we have different versions of that love. I'm a Python CDK person, and Sally is a TypeScript CDK person. But we're and so the first step really was designing the stack. So we've got different stacks. We've got a VPC stack, we've got an EC2 stack, and then we're going to build the pipeline so we can actually automate the deployment from the source code of the game engine, which is on a GitHub repo. And then every time we make changes to that will then kick off a new pipeline and do a new deployment. So that's where we've got to, episode 16. So Sally, we've now got some stuff. I think we were building the prompt, right, to do this.
Yes. So we have started off by creating this infrastructure tasks markdown file. And in the last few episodes, for folks who have not been part of it, we have, let's say, graduated out of the classic vibe coding and turning our approach into something in between spec-driven development and I would say vibe coding. We are in the middle. We have created our own version of it.
Our own hybrid version, right?
Exactly. So what we did was we defined what we want out of a task by a sentence, and later on we define rules. These rules are allowing us to steer the conversation into a direction for large language models so they can pick the right information, or maybe they can make the right decisions. In here, for example, we are asking it to make the best decision, which is using TypeScript and not Python, and you also define that, hey, we need to use.
I'll give you that one, Sally. I'll give you that one. As a CDK. CDK, for folks who are new to what it is, CDK stands for the Cloud Developer
Development Kit. Yes.
Yeah, and it's effectively infrastructure where you use your favorite programming language. Okay, it comes in different flavors, and you use that effectively to build your stacks. Okay, and whilst there are many flavors, I would say even as a Pythonista, right, you do CDK in TypeScript. So I will give you that one, Sally.
Yeah, you know what I like? What like I have been building something different this morning, and I built that with Python because
What?
yeah, because at the end I was like, I am hitting some, let's say, limitations because like for the AI ecosystem, Python is so far comparing to other language tools.
What specifically is it the libraries and supporting tools?
It's the libraries because like if you have an agent building library, it comes like by
Yeah,
default with Python, and
yeah,
they
that's
have
true.
Java and JavaScript or TypeScript versions as well. That, but they're not either. They are not at the place of like feature parity, or they're just something. They're just missing.
Yeah. I mean,
Even the
I
operating
would say
systems.
I would agree that that's been my view. Although I tell you what, I do see Java though. Java is kind of rapidly accelerating when it comes to libraries and tools you can use. I think whilst it's not still at the same level as Python, what I see is that most organizations are using Java for production stuff, right? So they might do prototypes on Python, but I see a lot of good stuff being written on Java as well.
Yeah, but again, like we are still missing, I would say, some tooling. It's nice and all, but it's not there yet. But anyway, so
Yes.
we have created the tasks like creating a new CDK project, creating a like new VPC stack for the front end application to connect HTTP requests. We had like in the last minutes we were discussing about how we can arrange a closed network so the communication can only
Yes,
happen on
that's right.
AWS side, but it
Yeah,
was requiring a lot of changes, like more decision or technological or let's say infrastructure changes on the front end side as well.
yeah.
We decided to let that go at the moment. So our goal right now is to just focus on the infrastructure, focus on how we can package things up today
Exactly.
and deploy it. So
I
what we are
think once we've
going
got the back end up and running through CDK, I think then we can build upon that iteratively, right? So I think that's how we should do
exactly
this. So
once we
I
have
see
a
you've got some
connection point, I
MCP
think we're good.
servers showing. You've
Yeah,
got the so again, one of the things we looked at in the last episode was MCP servers that you can use to effectively enhance Kiro's ability to actually write infrastructure as code through AWS
yeah,
CDK. And we then kind of did a little detour into Kiro powers. And so
yeah,
what Sally showed us last week is actually there is a really cool Kiro power called the Power AWS Infrastructure as Code, which has all these great capabilities which you've installed,
yeah.
which we did that. So check out the previous episode if you want to know more about that.
And also we are like I'm still sharing the videos in every like 2 days in the 15-minute format, so you can see the previous episodes also in on demand without ums and buts and so on and no repetition and everything, no awkward silences and so on, which is pretty cool. Because in here in our conversation at the end of the day this is not scripted, so we are human beings, so we think while we talk, and sometimes we repeat ourselves, and luckily we have ways to get rid
Exactly.
of it. Yeah,
Exactly. Although this is my script. This is my script, Sally. I've got my script here. Look, this is my script.
really. Let's pull you here. What?
That's my
Yeah,
script.
exactly, very filled. All right, so my recommendation is just running this task.
Okay. So obviously, again, for those folks who aren't familiar with CDK, we do need to install CDK, but Sally's machine, no doubt, has already got
Yeah,
CDK
yeah.
installed. So all
Yes.
the dependencies, which you can, again, use these Kira powers to help you figure out how to install
Yeah.
CDK.
So right now, like we need a few things. One is, of course, an AWS account configured on your machine. You already have that. Another thing is you need to have CDK CLI and to not only create the project, but also actually deploy and even test it locally and so on as well.
Okay, so it's working on the plan for us.
Yes. So like now we have everything. We will start with VPC stack, the EC2 stack, instance. Isn't it too big?
I think that's okay. I mean, it's more spec than I would expect.
Yeah.
We could probably just go with X large rather than 2. So maybe we could ask it to go, because we want it's the smallest instance meeting there. Okay, maybe we can go for 4 vCPU, right? So maybe we can reduce that, because I think that is oversized.
Yeah. All right. So we can say instead of 2x large, we can just go with large, right?
Just X large, yeah. Sorry, just large, yeah. Or maybe I tell you what, maybe we do it slightly differently. Rather than us dictate. So let's say, for example, we only want 4 vCPU and 8 gig of RAM. So because it says 8 CPU. So let's change it to what if we wanted a
what
V4
if I'm okay
CPU?
with V and like you want V4 CPU?
Yeah.
No, 8 vCPU.
But we've already got 8.
Sorry.
I think so. So we want 4, not exactly. Yeah, that's that.
Would that change the EC2 size?
And so for folks who may be not familiar with AWS, when you're spinning up an EC2 virtual instance, you have what's called an instance size, or instance type, in fact. And there are literally hundreds of different instance types. And these are all optimized for different types of workload characteristics. So whether you want CPU bound, IO bound, memory bound, and then there's some generalist ones as well. Okay. So what we're doing effectively is we're just asking Kiro to help us right size effectively the instance.
Yeah. So right now I think we're in a good spot.
That's perfect. T3 large is good. T3 large is good. Yeah.
Go. Let's see what happens next.
Go. I was over the weekend. I was at an 80s concert, right?
Nice.
And so go Wake Me Up Before You Go. That was one of the songs that was there.
Nice.
I was definitely reliving my youth, and it was interesting because it was one of those bands that wasn't really necessarily the best quality, but you didn't need to be, right? Because everyone just went there to have a good old sing song. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, there was this. When I was living in Czech Republic, there was this place that like every Saturday they were playing songs from 80s and 90s, and same song, same playlist. I was going there probably like every 3 weeks or something, because I like the song so much. And like my friend was like, okay, let's go out. And I was like, if I'm going out, I want to listen to the songs that at least I enjoy,
Cool.
It doesn't have to be the best
exactly
band, as long as they bring the right memories, I guess.
Exactly right. So what's it doing, Sally? Is it actually built? Is it actually writing? So I think it's done the VPC stack already, isn't it?
Yeah. So here's what it did. Like the first thing is the CDK init is actually the command that we will use to create CDK applications. You can define the language and so on for your app, and once you define it, like you will see all these things that is running. The next thing is it is going to actually.
So if we just pause there, if we go to our, so is it actually create? So it's actually create, because we did ask it, didn't it, to create a folder called game infrastructure. So
no, we did like first we created this game infrastructure, then we went inside that folder, and when we do init with CDK init, or it doesn't matter if you do it with even with node init and so on, you would assume the name of the folder is the project name.
And if you're doing this for the first time, folks, and what will typically happen, I'm not sure if they've changed the CDK in it now, but you will need to do a bootstrap operation onto your EC2, onto your AWS account.
No, we will still do it.
Yeah, so that obviously Sally's already done that because he's used CDK before. We're not doing that here, but if you're doing this yourself for the first time, then that's something that you will get prompted to do through the CDK CLI.
Yeah, absolutely. And you will see like the tooling got a lot better than before. So it would not allow you to move forward without bootstrapping anyway, and it would shout at your face.
So we've got some. So effectively, what CDK has now done? Okay, it's done a CDK synth. Now, what CDK synth does is it takes the code which is in TypeScript, and then from that synthesizes CloudFormation template code, right?
Yeah.
And so this is what effectively we're now seeing in the CDK out directory. We've now got a template file.
And it checks out now if it's a valid one. Like for example, it has the EC2, like VPC, and there's the pipeline as well. Just making sure everything that is planned is following the best practices.
So interesting. So okay. So here's the thing, right? So that ingress security. Sorry, that's egress, isn't it? It's not ingress. Okay, apologies. I thought that, and then it was like doing something naughty and allowing us to do.
No.
Okay, good. Well, as long as it's not.
But like, as long as this is working, you can also explain what do you think it was doing and why.
Yeah.
It's not doing make sense now to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the effectively the security groups now that we're seeing, okay, it says allowed from IP security egress. It's so effectively what it's allowing you to do is it's allowing you to do any outbound traffic, okay, but it says. So I can't read it. So ingress is configurable via C allowed. Okay, so effectively it's created effectively a configuration file, right? That allows.
Is it better now?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So you will see that like it is going to ask you to do like bootstrap.
Oh yes, it's actually giving us that command, right? Okay, good. So it's already done it. Okay.
So we will do it in a moment anyway. Like we will do this step manually now.
So things though, we'll need your allowed IP. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go on one of those websites. That's what's my external IP.
Yeah, and probably I shouldn't show it here. So let me.
Well, yeah, that's a good point actually.
Yeah, let me like first. Let's do.
How are we going to do this, Sally? Well, I guess what you could do is you could just make an IP address up, and then change it off screen through the console.
Or like I will just like that's I think.
So folks, please do not do anything with Sally's IP address.
Yeah.
If you do discover it.
Otherwise, nothing will happen, but I will be just sad.
Yeah. Okay, so it's basically it's actually now you're doing.
Now we are doing bootstrapping.
The bootstrap, okay.
Yeah.
And that's because you haven't uploaded it to this to EU Central 1 before. Is that right?
I think it's per project. Maybe I might be mistaken.
I think. Okay. I thought you just did it once.
No, I think it's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's per project, because I have to say I'm like 90% I'm on EU Central 1 because it's in Frankfurt, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say you must. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So let me check what's my IP.
Okay.
All right.
And so whilst you're doing that, Sally, I'll explain why we're doing that. So effectively, when we deploy the back end, one of the rules, one of the configurations we specified in the prompt was to allow us to access the backend UI through the browser. Now, obviously, in order to do that, we need to open up access to that server. The port is 5001, which is something we defined. Now, we could open up to the whole world, but that would not be a good idea, right? And so we don't recommend that. So effectively what we're doing is we're just tying it to Sally's IP address. And that way, when Sally deploys it, what will happen, okay, is the rule will automatically allow Sally's IP to access the UI from his browser and not from me, so I won't be able to access it. So that's
I kicked off the deployment and now we have an error, so I'm really
okay, we can't see your screen, Sally, so maybe I don't know if you want to share your screen
okay, yeah, let me share my screen very briefly. I just want to make sure.
So you know what, one of the things that I do, Sally, is I've got I use iTerm on the Mac, and I have these really cool rules, okay, because you can use sed and awk to define rules, so regular expressions, right? And effectively what I do is if it shows my AWS account, it blocks it out, it makes it invisible. So you could also do that for your IP address, right? You could create a rule if you're using iTerm. And the good thing is that even if you're using the terminal within your like VS Code or Kiro, it still uses effectively the same rules.
Yeah, I went YOLO. I mean, what can
exactly? So what? So I tell you what, I'm gonna guess what the error might be. Right?
Yeah.
Is it that you've exceeded the number of VPCs in your
No.
region?
Like the error was basically I put it was just a quotation mark problem.
Oh, okay, right,
Yeah,
cool.
I just immediately I saw it.
Okay.
I hate that, by the way. I hate it because yesterday from my personal account, I wanted to actually create the like CloudBot thing, or like now it's called OpenClaw, to like just do some stuff on my personal computer from my personal account by using Lightsail, but I didn't use my AWS account for a while now, and it was saying that, hey, like, what's going on here? Like, why? Oh no, what's going on? Did I remove something?
You remove the screen sharing.
Okay.
Unless, of course, we're back to that bug that you had in the early episodes.
Where... No. I can still see the stuff. So anyway, so I was like,
hang on a sec. What's it doing? Is it deploying everything?
It created two stack, one with EC2 and one with pipeline.
Okay, fine. So should we have a look at the stacks then?
Yes.
Let's go into the directory and take a look at the actual code in the lib and the bin directory.
Yeah. So like here's the game infrastructure stack that we have.
Okay.
Let me close this one so we can see everything.
Okay, so we've got effectively, this is the first one is the allowed IP as the variable we're putting in. Okay, and it looks like it's defaulting to that, which is not good.
Yeah.
And then we got effectively the VP stack new, so effectively user or effectively create a new VPC stack, and then effectively create an EC2 stack, bringing in both the environment variables and the VPC stack that we created in the previous one. And then we've got the pipeline afterwards. So okay, so it's all one thing. And then I guess in the libs we've got the different stacks, do we?
Yes, sir. Of course. Like for VPC, pipeline, and EC2, we have like 3 stacks that we have.
Should we have a look at the VPC stack just to show folks what this looks like?
Of course. So VPC stack over here has, like, we have the EC2 VPC over here, maximum AZs, which is availability zone that we talk about.
Okay.
And we have a like subnet and so on defined. We didn't like all of these, like, I think they're not, I think like these are just like super basic standard stuff.
Yeah, it's very opinionated, right? So effectively, but what's key here is a couple of things. First of all, because we know or we've asked that we want to access through a browser, it's created a public subnet, okay, which is the first thing. The second thing is in the actual rules, we asked it to generate outputs so we could see what this information as. We didn't tell it what outputs, we just said we want to generate outputs, okay, and it's actually output the VPC ID as well as the public set IDs, which is the kind of the 2 most likely things we're going to need, right? So that's what I wanted to kind of like look into. If people are following on from the previous episode, we specified that in the actual rule file. So it looks like it's actually followed through on the VPC stack. If we take a look at the EC2 stack, let's have a look at that.
Yeah, in EC2 stack, first we have the security group. I don't know why it's first, but again.
Well, that's the reason why it's first is because normally you will you need to define that before you provision your EC2 instance, because it's effectively it's a method in the EC2 creation. So that's why you would create it first.
But like you would provision it at the end, like very end anyway, right?
Well, the EC2 bit, once you've got all the information, then you've got effectively you can so we've then got basically policies, because we talked about requiring bedrock access. So we've got that as well. So this is all that really cool stuff there. And it's a managed policy, so that's a bit there. Then we've got the user data. So the user data, actually, for folks who aren't familiar with user data, this is how you install software. And we specified some specifics, right? We specified the programming language, so Python. We specified Node. a bunch
UV,
and Docker. Okay, so that's it looks like it's got all that. Actually, it's also got Finch in there, which is great. So
you wanted to see it, right? You wanted
yeah,
to see
yeah.
it, yeah.
And then we've got the code deploy agent, which is interesting because we didn't specify that, but because we've got code pipeline, it's put that in there automatically for us. So that's effectively all the software that is going to be installed. We've just defined then the version of Ubuntu, which is 22 long LTS. And then we've got effectively the instance, and that's is actually where now it takes the VPC information that we've configured and the type, so T3X large. And we've got the security group, which we talked about a bit earlier. So that's where the ingress group 5001 to your IP addresses. We've got the role, the user data, which is obviously what's going to get installed, as well as storage. So this is looking good. And then we've got tags. So I'm not sure if we actually specified tags. Actually, we should have done for all of them, right? But we didn't.
But that is the beauty of
yeah. And then we've got the
this.
outputs. Okay. And so here the important one here is going to be the public DNS, right? Because that's what Sally will, once this is deployed, this is what Sally's going to access via his browser. And then we've got the pipeline. I guess that's the next one. So the pipeline should actually then look at, because we defined the source GitHub repo, and effectively what we're doing is we're just doing a simple code deploy of deploying the files onto the EC2 instance, and then asking it to create the system control, the Ubuntu system control files, init files, so that it automatically starts.
Absolutely. Like, do you have this also, let's say, mindset that immediately when we create an infrastructure, I also want to build not build, but build a script to clean everything up as well. Just in case. Like, for example, right now we are deploying to CDK, like with EC2, and especially like EC2, if you don't know what you're doing, it can be expensive. So all I'm thinking of is like, we should also have a script to clean up every resource that has been deployed as well, just in case for later.
I mean, I don't tend to do that with CDK, because if I change one of the stacks and then do a redeploy, then CDK will take care of deleting or removing any of those resources, right? So I tend not to do those. I tend not to do that.
For me, the problem is like I want to have this script, because like sometimes the destroy command can stay in the middle and there might be a disruption. And when you do the destroy again, it might cause you to go in this infinite loop of trying to roll back, but not because you're trying to destroy it. So at the end, you just go and delete everything manually. But with script, it goes through your infrastructure, or like CloudFormation template, whatever you have, and actually gets those and deletes manually and gets rid of the resources.
I do know what you mean. So effectively, where there's resources that effectively make that the chain get stuck, right? So yeah, you're right. I think one of the things I've got bitten by, okay, is where you've got resources where they've got control over deletion status, right, or removal status. So and the classic one is the S3, right? S3 bucket, or the CloudWatch logs, right, where they don't get deleted, and then you redeploy and it fails because the logs or the S3 bucket is already there. So if that's what you mean, then you're right.
Absolutely.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah. So in those cases, then absolutely, you create a little script, right? The base is like reset or something like that, and it deletes all those things for you.
Yeah.
So we've got the I can see we've got the app spec.
Let me go back up. So right now we are doing the last bit of deployment, but if I go back up, you can see that the EC2 instance has been deployed.
Fantastic.
And we have everything.
Yeah. So we got so that's deployed the instance, but we don't have software. So what we're looking at now is going to get the software onto it, right?
Exactly.
So we've got effectively the AppSec file, which is effectively the rules file that the code pipeline or code deploy is going to use. So we've got destination, which is /opt/game engine. And if you keep scrolling up, Sally, so we can see what the rest of it's doing.
So no,
the main editor, not the status. If you look at the code, let's scroll up a bit and see what
in the code.
Okay. So So where
So we
if we look at the AppSec stuff, actually no, let's stay here. So we've got the artifact battery bucket, which is obviously is a temporary bucket that's going to be used for the deployment process.
Yeah.
And we've got the deployment step. Okay, which is these are all steps in the code pipeline.
Yeah.
And then we've got effectively installed agent deployed through user data. So we've got all that stuff. Okay, this is all good stuff. And if you scroll down, and then we've got the actual pipeline step, which is the build. So this is actually where we're building the actual app spec file. So the command is, it needs to be deleted. Resource not found. What's the resource not found then? Secret manager. Okay, secrets manager can't find specified secret.
Why do we need secret manager?
Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Why don't we look rather than? So let's try something. So Kiro has got integration into the LSP, right? Which is for those folks who may be not familiar with language service, the language server protocol, which tool IDEs effectively have. And these are really useful because they allow you to find stuff within the actual code really, really quickly, natively. So Kiro can natively understand the code base in it, right? So we should be able to ask from that error. We should be able to say something like find in the code where AWS Secret Manager is called.
So we don't want to get an answer, but we are going to say
let's find out in the code, right? Before we do that, just so that we can see.
Let's see.
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious as to where that would be. I'm assuming it's going to be in the code pipeline, right?
Yeah, it's in the pipeline. And we need to have the GitHub token.
That's what it is, and that's because we're doing a clone, right, of a repo. So we need to put a Mac token into. But
I can do it because let me do it quickly, but I need to, of course, stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, I need to stop sharing. So for folks who maybe have not done this before, when you're interacting with GitHub, even though you can access it through a public URL, when you're accessing it through the API, it works much more smoothly if you provide effectively an API, and GitHub allows you to create effectively fine-grained tokens. So what I always do, Sally, whilst you're doing that, is I create a number of these tokens for my CI/CD pipelines. I don't always necessarily put them in Secrets Manager, but obviously in this instance, because CDK has decided it's going to build the pipeline properly, it's actually going to get that secret from Secrets Manager rather than hard coding it in a configuration file, which is absolutely the right thing to do. And to create these, it's quite straightforward. You go into GitHub, you go to developer settings, and you can create Mac tokens, and you can either give it all access, or you can actually kind of like narrow it down just to one repo. You can also create the length of time you want that token to be active, right? So 1 day, 1 month, I think 365 days, and you can also make it indefinite.
You can also have it custom as well, but the moment that you say indefinite, it will say don't do it.
Yeah, it gives you a warning, right? And I definitely would not recommend anyone do that, even though I do it myself.
No.
I have got, I think, one token that I've got because I have a secret manager, like from password manager, and so I use that, and it's like I've got my regular GitHub tokens, right, which I use, but when I always encounter a situation where they've expired, so I fall back on my one just to get things going, right? So it's my fallback. I don't use it intentionally. So
I just learned something. You have to have I didn't know Secrets Manager was per region.
Yes, it is. It's per region, correct?
Yeah. Now I learned it.
Right, because you weren't doing it in EU Central.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So for folks who are
I
tuning in, what we're doing at the moment is we have built a CDK application that's going to deploy
yes.
the Kiro Quest backend. And so far, where we've got is CDK has built what looks like a plausible stack of a VPC, an EC2 instance, and a code pipeline. And the way it's going to work is the VPC stack and the EC2 stacks aren't really going to change much because they're just the kind of the building blocks. But the code pipeline is going to build in effectively the CI/CD pipeline that every time we make code changes, will automatically deploy the changes to that EC2 instance. Okay, and what's happened is that in order to do that integration with GitHub, it's required effectively a GitHub token, and so Sally's fixing that as we speak now.
Yes, and I have fixed it. I'm just running the command again.
So
yes, let me bring back
your screen.
Yes, sir.
So okay, so let's look at the code then where it actually states that, because I didn't see the actual code where it actually looks for the key. Where's it actually looking?
This is the part.
Okay, output token, see secret value, secret manager. So okay, so you have created okay, there we go. You can see the command that Sally's put in there. AWS secret manager, create secret name, and then secret string as well as the region. Right. So good. So once you've done that, Sally, what have you done? You've just redeployed, have you?
Yes, I just did like CDK deploy all with the IP address and so on. But here's a interesting part that I'm not very sure if it's going to work or not, because right now this project is not mine. So the API key, however, API key is mine.
But it's okay because it's a public project.
Yeah, so, that's the part that I'm curious.
So it should be okay. It should be fine.
But if it was okay, then the problem was because we were forcing it to have it. Okay, everything is fine.
Yeah. So that's okay. It would only be a problem if it was a private repo. Yeah. Then I'd need to invite you into that. Actually, when you use which so I think it's CodeStar, the CodeStar integration. Yeah. When you do that, you actually have to specify you have to scope it to a repo.
Yeah.
So whilst it's still doing that, should we take a look at the rest of the AppSec script and see what else is in the AppSec script?
What do you mean by AppSec?
So AppSpec, sorry, not AppSec, AppSpec. So if it's in that file, if you scroll up, it's actually So this is scroll down a bit.
Okay, I know what you mean.
Here we go. Right.
Yeah.
So effectively,
I got completely lost.
No, it's okay. Yeah. So we're just going to talk folks through what these are. So effectively, there are a number of effectively steps, right? Some hooks. So this is like pre-install, post. Oh, it's failed again.
Yeah, it says unauthorized. And resource
bad credentials. It says bad credentials.
What? Because but can you invite me to the project? Because I think it's like I can pull the project, but I can't create a hook.
Okay.
In your project, because right now what the pipeline does is actually listen to your project, right? And if there's something like new, then it gets that to rerun the pipeline.
Okay.
And if I'm not part of the project, I think it might be.
Okay. So let's invite collaborators then.
Yeah, invite me as your best friend of the project, if that exists.
Okay, continue. All right. Okay, verifying. Right, so collaborators, add people. Right, so what's your GitHub name?
It is. Let me send you. Where is the private chat here? It's my handle everywhere. I sent it over here.
Okay. Right. So okay. Yep.
Why do I have a different one here though?
Okay, I've invited you as a collaborator. So what's going to happen now is you're going to have to accept that invite. So you should get an invite. It should hopefully not take too long.
No, I just accepted. And
that was quick, wasn't it?
God, so
this internet thing is.
Yeah,
It's going to take off. I've got a hunch.
Every time that I hear internet, do you know this internet speech off from the IT crowd?
Oh yeah. I like the box. What is that? That is the internet. What's that button that turns the internet off?
Yeah, I love it. Of course, internet doesn't weigh anything.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it's like it's honestly like I wanted to make sometimes.
I think IT crowd and Silicon Valley are the two watch things. Okay, so that's deploying again. Whilst that's doing that, let's go through the app spec.
Yeah.
So effectively, we've got these hooks. These hooks effectively they do things like pre-install, post-install, after install, all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So effectively, what we've got here is we've got a bunch of scripts that are going to be created. So if we scroll down, we'll see actually what the scripts look like, because it's actually creating the scripts here. So this is the after install script. So let's have a look. It's going to go to the game engine directory, going to create the Python. It's interesting. It's not using UV, even though we asked it to use UV. Oh no, yeah. So that's interesting. It's not done that. Okay. Oh no, it has got that.
It
has got it. Yeah. Okay. Right. Cool. Right. Then we got permissions. Oh, okay.
Also, like it also chain checks here, like if UV exists, good. If not,
yeah. Okay, so it falls back. Then we've got the build images, right? So this is the interesting thing. So build containers using Finch. So now it's going to basically do the build, the container image build.
Yeah.
Which is great. And then we've got create systemd services for the game engine. So this is what basically Linux uses. Any systemd system Linux version will use to effectively manage processes. So effectively, we've got here Unicorn, which effectively is how you run Python projects.
Just a second.
Okay.
I will say I am having this.
I'm having a bad day.
Yeah. My token and the token works, and I am part of the project. Can you check, please? I cry.
Okay, you pasted the error in there. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Right. So what I would say, don't cry, we'll fix this. Okay, it says do you know why? We've not given it permissions to read AWS secrets. So this is the problem we've got within the pipeline. We've created the code pipeline, but we haven't added a managed policy to add if that's what it's saying there.
It says, okay, it says
if you scroll up a little bit, okay. It says that 401 means code pipeline can't read the secret value properly. This is almost always because the secret was stored as a JSON object instead of a plain string, or it has extra format. So how did you
okay, I will run this thing. Let me see how it looks like, and I will tell you if it's
I thought it was something different, because quite often when I'm messing around with Secrets Manager, what will happen is I'll forget to add the managed policy, so that the thing that I'm trying to get the secret from can actually read the secret. But I'm guessing because CDK has already built this, it's going to have added that permissions already, right? So I'm guessing not.
It says it is exactly like the problem is exactly like this. It says if you're so let me do this and tell you. So it's like my output looks exactly like this. So it is wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong.
So let's do the option B. Option B is the solution. I will say do the option B. Because like it actually uses the other way around.
Right. Well, that's good. As long as we've got a fix for that. So okay.
Look, we have fixed crazy stuff. All right. We will do more. We will do more. So we need to delete the stack again, apparently.
Oh, okay.
And we will wait until that stack is deleted.
Gosh, so the whole thing is going to be deleted?
No, I think only the pipeline stack.
Oh, okay. Only pipeline stack. Okay, cool.
The rest is fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, good. Well, that again, folks, in the previous episode, we talked about whether we should have one stack versus multiple stacks. And this is the reason why, okay? Because typically what you'll find is when you're deploying things, some things change more frequently than others, or they'll be more fragile than others. So in this instance,
some things are more fragile than the others.
Yeah. So is it, okay, so
the developers of it.
Has it deleted then? Has it already deleted it?
I think so, yeah. Now it's deployment time. Let's do deployment.
Okay.
I will do deploy all again. Like it says deploy only the pipeline.
Yeah, that's fine because it shouldn't actually deploy.
It actually removes, like it actually just like went through all directly. And now it continues with the other one. In the meantime, we can just continue with the app spec here.
Yeah. Sounds good. So effectively, this is what a typical service file will look like. And effectively what this means is when you do things like system control, and then the service name.
Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, I think it made a mistake.
Oh, it made a mistake.
Yeah, because I think the JSON field is wrong.
How do you know it's made a mistake? Is it
because I am human, okay? Humans don't make mistakes. No, like in here it says if your JSON key is in token, it was not. It's actually GitHub token. So that's why it is going to.
Oh, so you stopped it you stopped it.
Yeah, because we have to.
Well spotted. See
that you know, you don't carry this for only like I don't see it as a head holder. You know, it's more than that. Okay, so I need to delete it apparently again. Oh no, that's fine.
This is the fun. Now, I know we've talked about this before. So one of the I love CDK, but for these kind of things, I do like Terraform. Because Terraform is nice and quick, right? But the downside of Terraform, is I don't like managing the Terraform state file, because I've had too many incidences where it's become corrupted. So I do like the speed at which I can iterate, but again, HCL is not something that is something is natural to me, whereas Python or
HCL is like no shade on HCL, but it's not my cup of tea. Like it's not what I would.
But if we had some of our other colleagues here, so I'm thinking of Cobus specifically, who now is no longer in the team. Cobus, he's a fierce Terraform and Open Tofu guy. I think he would be a great person to have this conversation with.
Hey, like it's easier to have this conversation by myself, so, so I don't need to,
So it's interesting. It's got the owner. So it says the action name, GitHub source. It says owner 094459 repo. Okay, so owner is the actual, effectively the name of the GitHub organization, and then the repo. Okay, fine. Fine.
Okay, in this case, it's in your account, but it can be also.
Yeah. So let's scroll back down to the app spec file and carry on. So we've got the system control, which basically is how you stop and start. So it'll effectively be we've got the name. Where's the name? It's called game engine. So effectively it will be system control space game engine space start stop, that kind of thing. And then we've got the after install scripts. So we've got start. This is the start thing here. System control start game. So there we got system control start game engine service. So we've got all those.
It is going to fail again.
Oh, it's failing again.
Yeah.
God, who would have thought this would be the sticking point, Sally?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So let's have a look. What is it? The same error?
If it's the same error, then I would check. I would just create a new token and update the token. If I'm being honest.
See, this is why my fallback approach is faultless, because I always have one that has. But the good thing is that hang on.
It says 404, not found.
Hey,
what?
What's not 404?
I don't know. I would just say what.
What? Request create a repository webhook.
So 401 is gone.
The token now works. So hang on. Yeah, I like how so positive it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so game on.
Okay. Since I'm not the owner, I can't do. Okay, got
I
it.
tell you what. Do you know what you need to do, Sally? Fork the repo. So go. So if you fork the repo, and then that way, then change the details to your fork, right? That'll be around. That'll work around that problem.
Okay, should I then restore your favorite? Restore to this point.
But that's so restore. I mean, all you need to do is redeploy, don't we? So I think this is an interesting because the restore is useful for when your code changes state, right?
Yeah.
But our code hasn't changed state here, has it? Yet.
It did. Like it changed the pipeline stack to be able to do a poll instead of having a trigger.
Oh, okay, I see.
But we can also continue with what we have to be able to just deploy as well.
Okay, well, I have no strong preference on either, but I think if we think that it's going to be a problem from permissions, even though you're a collaborator, because you don't own it, then I think forking the stack, forking the repo, is going to be the easiest thing for you to do.
All right, let's fork it.
Yeah, and then change the details in. So obviously, if you can do that through the prompt, saying, "Look, we've changed the repo to be the."
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Gesundheit, the project instead.
Right. I'm wearing a t-shirt and it's not warm enough for t-shirt weather. That's why.
I mean, you're in UK. You're not in Spain. Like I know your blood is boiling. But
well, I think what it was is that this morning I went for a run on my treadmill, and when you go for a run, you feel so like hot that that I'm only now beginning to cool down after 3 hours.
Yeah. I have a race this week on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Berlin half marathon.
Oh wow. God, you're super fit, man.
Yeah, I am trying my best. I am trying my best, but I love dessert so much. I'm not like with the amount of training that I do. I should
there was
really have
ever a good reason to run. That's it. I think. Right. Yeah. I think that's definitely it. I had a good friend. I say I had. He's still a good friend.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
And his only reason for cycling, right, was because he wanted to eat cake, right, and that was it. I said, if I ever want to stop eating cake, I'll stop cycling. So I kind of like that approach, right? It's very mission orientated.
Same for me. I seriously I either do every day or every other day, like do something related to sports. And the biggest reason is so I can eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
Because
it's a good reason.
Yeah.
It's a good reason. I mean, sadly, I don't play. I used to play football twice a week, and I don't anymore. And that was the same thing. It was drinking and eating was what it allowed me to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, should we go back to the app spec one last time then? So because I think we were nearly finished with the so we've got the script. That's the system control. So keep going. Yep, keep going down. We've got the stop scripts. Yep, we've got the stop script, and that's it. So effectively, what CodePipeline's done is doing what we asked it to do, right? Which is create basically the scripts needed to stop start the application once it's done, including installing the stuff. What's interesting, is I didn't see where it actually built the images. I know it created the script to create the images, but did it actually, if you scroll up, did it actually have the where it actually ran the script to build the? Oh yeah, there it goes. It actually does do it. It build images. It does do that. Okay, right. Okay, so it worked. We've now got pipeline.
We have pipeline. We have everything in place. So.
Okay, so in theory then,
Yes.
So this is the interesting thing. So this is one area. Okay, I know. Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up because I'm where ClickOps does come into it for me is when you're looking at your code pipeline, right? So let's have a look at the code pipeline status and see if it's actually green or if it's red.
So game engine pipeline, it's in progress. Nice. So the source, successful. Build, also successful. Now we are on deploy.
So if you click on build, if you actually click on, go back to the previous one and go back to build. And can we see the logs? Yeah. So I just want to show folks, for people who aren't familiar with this, right? You can actually click into each of the stages. Maybe make your screen, the font bigger, because I can't. It's not easy to see. That's it. Perfect. So you can see now. Make sure there's no errors in any of the installation of the stuff. It looks because it should be installing everything as part of this.
Yeah.
Source, activate.
Everything that we have seen before is part of it here. So
yep, okay.
You will see all this information and the scripts and so on.
Okay.
And the summary.
Oh, we got red.
No, it's I think it's because we have been signed out. I'm going to sign in now again.
Okay, right.
You know our beautiful identity provider for
yes. Indeed, I do. But you know what? I think short-lived credentials are the way forward.
Yeah.
Normally,
it's definitely safer. Okay, so we have problems.
Okay, so now we can go look at logs and let's have a look at.
Why don't I see the logs? We have the input and deployment. Let's see the deployment details over here. And instance ID. Okay.
So if you scroll back, if you actually go back,
yeah.
If you go back to the previous one, what's the actual error? It says deployment failed because too many individual instances failed. Deployments, too few healthy instances available.
What?
What does that mean?
Should I just say retry deployment or something?
Well, before we do that, I just want to kind of, if we go back to the actual deployments, because there was a whole bunch of errors, right, on the deployment step. So let's go through and see what they said.
So
we've got error codes, action execution failed, error message failed, deployment error code, health constraints, deployment message, the overall deployment failed, and then we've got. We can say view, encode, deploy, execution. All right, so it's actually on 0 to 1. So what actually is view? If you click on view events, so what? It's not authorized. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Permissions.
Yes.
So this is what. So now we've got the right. Now we've got the right error, and so it should. Game pipeline. Okay, so
because I know the issue. It's a authorization issue. I'm just going to let Kira to do it so I can do redeploy.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. This is actually quite a common issue when you're building your code pipelines.
Yeah.
And it's important as we watch what it does that we make sure it scopes the permissions down. We don't want it to give it very broad access, right? We only want it to give it access to the S3 buckets that it actually needs. Right.
Yes, sir. So
okay,
I am going to start my deployment again.
Jolly good.
Bam, bam, bam. And everything shall be all right.
Okay, so for folks who are joining or who have basically come in halfway, you are witnessing a thing of beauty as Sally's lovely CDK application is now very slowly inching towards deploying the back end of the Kiro developer quest onto AWS. We have built a CDK with 3 stacks, a VPC, an EC2, and a code pipeline. And we've been spending, I guess, the last 20 minutes just troubleshooting a few little niggly issues.
But this is great, by the way. Like we learn a lot as well. We talk a lot, we learn a lot as well, because it's important to understand what we are doing too. So
totally,
I give ourselves a thumbs up, you know.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, we're doing the hard work now, right? So basically, once this is done, the goal of this is actually so that once we've got the backend up and running in the cloud, then and it's hooked up to Sally's Git repo. Every time we want to make changes to the code, it's going to trigger a redeployment of the application.
Yes, sir.
So that we can keep doing that continuous updates, continuous change, and make those improvements, because we've got lots of still things to do, right? We've got plans.
Yeah, we need to still deploy the front end as well. So we once this is done, we will test it on.
But the front end's going to be easy, isn't it? Surely the front end, there's nothing
to it. The front end is like this, it is maybe a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds.
Yeah. I think, and of course, what one of the things we can do as well is we can actually.
So
it's done, isn't it? Okay, so let's now go back to the pipeline, see if it's in progress.
What? Hold on. Why it's not triggered?
It may not trigger a new one. I think we have to basically do a re. If you can. I think you do it there with that.
This one.
Yes, that's the one.
But there. I'm not sure. I think it should have been started, no? Or at least, I would expect it. So maybe we should set up it like that. But retry.
So I would retry stage. Yeah. That's what I would do.
All right.
Yeah. What we can do is, you see the different tabs: executions, triggers, settings. This is where you can see the permissions. So we can see, I think in settings will show you the permissions. So the service role on will show you the permissions it's got, and you should see the S3 permissions now listed here, hopefully. If you expand that, you should see, there we go, we've got all that stuff now. So hopefully it will work this time. We'll see. Yeah. Famous last words, right, Sally?
Yeah, I believe in us.
And this is a simple pipeline, because all we're doing really is just taking the code from your GitHub repo and deploying onto an EC2 instance in a directory. The only additional things we've done, which actually is part of the build step, is actually creating the scripts to do the starting of the application, and installing all the dependencies as well. So in making sure that the right version of Python is there, UV's installed, Finch and Docker. So in theory, fingers crossed, we'll get somewhere on this.
Let's see what's going on. Okay. It says it succeeded.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess
now, yeah.
So I tell you what I'd like to do, Sally. This is quite controversial. If you go to the EC2 instance,
yes,
and then go, So if you click on, is this the instance? Yeah. So click on connect then.
Yes.
And then there's the SSH. Where's the SSH? No, the session manager.
Yeah,
that's the one. If you click on connect, so session manager is my preferred way of connecting, other than Cloud Shell, right? And this will actually bring up. So it's Ubuntu. So the first thing we need to do is do sudo space su hyphen Ubuntu. I know space. There's a space. There is a space. There is a space. Hyphen space Ubuntu.
Like this?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so now we're logged in as the Ubuntu user. We can actually go to OPT the OPT directory /cd/opt.
Okay.
Okay, and we should see our game engine directory there, which looks good. And okay, so now I guess one thing we can do is we can, if you do ps space -ef, we can look at okay, because we haven't installed some of the tools, I guess. Okay, Which is true, actually. So one of the things I always assume that all the tools I use on my local Linux machine are there, but they're not, because we've implemented this, right? So I'm not sure we've got logs, but what if you go to, if you type dmesg, DMESG, we may see things starting. Oh, that's because we're not. So yeah, so sudo space dmesg. Okay, do we see anything there? No, that's all low-level stuff. Okay, so now what we can do is we can actually do we can try the system control command, right? So do sudo space system control, so system ctl. No, all one word. System ctl. Okay, and not quite. You're a bit eager on the return.
No, I'm just also like reading.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So if you space game engine, game hyphen engine.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, status game hyphen engine. So it's running. We can see it's actually running. It's listening on that port. So in theory, Sally, if your IP address was right, you should now be able to use that the public DNS name that you had as output of the CDK stack, right?
So I could use this to log in.
I think you could, but with a 5001 IP address, sorry, a port, yeah. So let's see if you get let's see it. See if it works.
All right. So
on your browser.
On my browser, right? Okay, true.
Your browser. Let's see if it works. :5001. Whoa!
No way.
Yeah, man, we are in the cloud.
Yeah, finally.
Okay, so now the questions, obviously there's no questions here, but we can remember we had all those questions exported.
Yeah.
So we can easily import those questions into this now.
Yeah.
But the first task, Sally, has been done.
Yeah.
Right?
But I really want to deploy the front end as well.
Yeah. So the question is, right, we're now kind of an hour into the show. Do you think we can deploy that in the next 25 minutes?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Let's do it then.
Stop sharing.
Let's do it.
Let me. So do we want to share screen? Do we want to? What did we say?
Actually,
we said we are going to use.
Actually, there is actually so. Let's not get too. So there's a few things we need to check first, right?
Yeah.
Just realized. Okay, before we can go onto the front end. Right. Oh, we're so excited that we actually got the UI, but we haven't tested the application, have we? Yeah. So let's go back on the back end UI, right? And let's do a few things. We need to test the multiple choice, the general knowledge, and the coding questions, right? And the reason for that is they used it. So if we maybe if you expand the font size.
Yes.
Okay, so let's import those questions that I shared with you before, wherever they are.
I think these are this is the last one, so I think this is the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So now let's do a multiple choice. Let's just start with the easy ones, right? First, click on test questions, and let's do a multiple choice. Oh God, there's.
So I will go with this one. What is the default event bus in Amazon Event Bridge called?
Oh, okay.
I don't know it. One wrong answer is remote. Remaining options: default, main, primary.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I will go with main.
Okay.
Wrong. Then default. Yes.
Yay. Okay, right. So that works. Okay, let's do a general knowledge question now.
Yes. In which US state is AWS headquartered? Washington. DC.
No. Oh, okay. Oh, hang on.
Oh,
access denied. So this is interesting. So
nice.
I thought we had. So okay. So
at least we know the problem. So
yeah. Okay, let's try again.
Yeah, it says like.
Okay, so this is Now it's interesting because we asked it to add permissions, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So obviously it's not.
Let's do it again. Let's see. And deployment is successful. However, we have the following problemo moncheri. So I wanna keep things fun.
Yeah.
You know, let's see how it's going to react.
Maybe it'll answer in Francois.
Yeah.
Oh, look, its policy is scoped to EU Central, but the app is calling Bedrock EUS1. That's why. Okay, well, that's a good spot. That's a good spot.
You know, like this is what we do. This is what.
So we have to, which stack are we going to have to delete now?
No, not delete is required. We will just redeploy.
Okay, redeploy.
And same thing will.
So whilst you're doing that, Sally, I guess the interesting thing here, okay, is that obviously we've been vibe coding this and we've not generated any tests, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the things that, at least when I'm doing my proper projects, okay, is I am doing these kind of E2E tests.
So you're saying this is not a proper project? Is this what you're telling me now?
Well, no, I'm not saying that at all. Okay? But we've kind of been going quite quick, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things that I have definitely got a lot of utility out of is not only creating unit tests, right, but also creating end-to-end tests, so that effectively you run them to make sure things like this get caught, right?
Yeah.
And I also think it is another benefit of creating API-first applications, because it makes them easier to test, right? In this instance, for example, we're not having to use the UI. We're just doing it through the API. In what? Okay. Yep, go for it. Let's see what happens this time.
I will use the same one. It takes long.
It's going to work.
That's positive. Yes.
Look at that. Try London. Let's see what happens.
I will do something crazy.
Okay. 0. How about doing Washington DC and see what happens there?
I will try just DC as well.
Yeah, look at that.
Seattle, Washington State, not Washington DC. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about Seattle?
This is really nice.
Well, just do Seattle and see what happens if it says Seattle.
Okay, I will do.
It's not a state because it's not a state, but it's still correct, right?
Yeah. 85.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because technically it's not right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me do Seattle State. Let's try to break it. It says.
Look at
that. Yeah. So we can. But its reasoning works really well. Like, so Bedrock, I have to say.
Tick in the box. Bedrock is now working, right?
Yes.
Now let's do the coding questions, right?
Right.
Given 3 variables, code result equals. This must be a Python one, right? Okay. So result equals A plus B plus C, right?
Yeah.
It's easy. Let's see what happens. Correct. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Try doing A plus minus C. Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
Well, Sally, we have got a major breakthrough. Then we have got a fully working back end.
Yeah, I think we are in a good spot. I think what I want to do now is I want to use this URL and actually get.
Do we need the token as well? We also one of the things we want to figure out, okay, is maybe we should create a secret with the API token under configuration so that the front end knows how to connect to the back end.
I mean, yes, like this is the way to go. But I was thinking, should we use where is the game project? I think we should also maybe think about using
an M file
environment. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
right.
Env.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Or we can ask as well, Kiro.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Hey, Kiro, my old compadre. So we are done with deploying our backend on I want to use this URL on my front end with environment variables. Can you do it, per favore? Let's see.
Okay, let's see what happens. So the front end currently has URLs. So
Yeah.
we've not mentioned anything about CDK here though, Sally.
Like I didn't mention anything about CDK to the front end because we are not deploying the front end yet. I just wanted to run this project locally.
Oh, okay. I see. So you're going to run the front end through the back end.
Yes. So we
on
can
AWS.
play the game, you know.
Oh, I like your style.
You know, like we don't live this.
Yeah, there's a reason why we're friends.
We don't live this life with fears, man. We live this life.
No. I like this gradual, gradual approach.
So like, let me make this.
How do we actually know? How do we actually know it's running the backend though? Actually, we do know because you haven't started the backend service, right? So
no, this is wrong. For example, because it is using. Oh no. That's my mistake. Sorry. Just
have you still got the backend running then? Have you?
No, like this, like right now it was using the local one because even though the env value is created.
Okay. Should we just shut down the backend service running on your machine locally?
But we shouldn't be like, we don't have to. That's what I want to say. Like we shouldn't be able to think about that. We should just run this as like npm run something.
Okay.
And I would just say npm run then still.
Okay, so you'll effectively will know because the scoreboard will have your name on it. That's how we'll know whether it's using the local or the cloud, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like since it's the wrong one. If it has the like, let's say default ones, then it will be the right one.
Okay, so let's see if it picks it up. Okay.
Stop your current that should pick up. But this is what I did. Are you weird?
Okay, just try again. See what happens.
Let me. No, go back. Click. Yes, now it works.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
I see the reason for like.
Why? What's the reason?
On Chrome, like we were actually we had a local session, and the local session keeps the leaderboard because like we didn't have the leaderboard before, and we were keeping that information over here. So if I go back and go to memory and
local storage,
go to application, yes, storage, clear site data, and this will remove it, yes. Okay. And now if I go back and say Sally, and we don't have.
We have to create. We have to use the admin function.
Yes, let's go to admin. And
what was the password again? I've forgotten.
Melon. Okay. Yes.
So we got to create an event. No events created yet.
Yeah. So we have the let's create a new event, and we call this. So let's create this event. Football. Welcome to the jungle. And question bank is created, I guess. Then we select questions. We should have a button to select all.
We should, but we'll do that once we've got it deployed onto AWS and we've built the CID pipeline. We'll start basically adding these new features.
100%.
Yeah.
We have 250 questions.
I know. Thanks to the awesomeness of the strands-based question generator. And you know what, Sally, we can translate those into different languages as well, which we haven't done yet. We haven't done.
Yeah. And we can use even agent hooks for that one.
Oh, you know what? That's a really good idea, actually. So when you create a question, it automatically generates the sort of different language translations of it. Yeah. Love it. That is actually a really good use case for those kind of automations, right? Although you could argue maybe that you don't always necessarily want to translate everything, right? So, but I think for what we're doing, that'd be a good use case.
So I'm just going to do 96 questions. It will take a few minutes.
Right, it's okay. This is
maybe
fun.
we should have used Playwright for this
one. Yeah, but you know what? This is okay.
Yeah.
We're battle testing the APIs now.
Yeah. All right. So we selected everything. Create event. Copy. Go to localhost. This. Create host. Sally. Game. And yeah. All right. So what is AWS Step Functions primarily used for?
I think
orchestrating and coordinating.
That's the one.
Yes. So medium. Which Amazon Redshift feature allows you to pause and resume? I don't pause and resume.
I got a feeling that was the answer.
Very smart. How can step functions integrate with Event Bridge for event-driven architectures? This is the longest one. So I want to make a wrong answer though.
So they're all multiple choice questions though, aren't they? That's because I think that's probably because the selection of questions that.
Yeah, but no, because I selected it. I selected randomly. I would not. But what is the significance of Cure being built on the code process? I would say I would just give a wrong answer because I want to see the effect here.
Did you submit?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this needs to change, but it's okay for now. So we can. What's the? Is it 60 seconds or 1 minute?
What's the default? I didn't see the question.
So it was what is the timeout for SQS default? And the options were 60 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, and 30 seconds.
That's a Java solve because we've got a Java question here. Oh, you know what? We've got the. Oh yeah, we can pass this one. Let's just do the simple. Okay, we want to do a Java question, right? So okay, so we know how to answer this. So ask key. So do a new session.
Yeah.
Yeah, and type that in.
Yeah.
And the code that comes out of it.
Yeah.
Right. We just want to basically put the inner Java class.
Yeah.
That's created, not the outer one. So let's see what Kira comes up with. Just thinking about it.
Yeah. Come on,
Kira. Thinking about it. Oh, it's like so. I don't want to talk to you today.
I'm sorry, Kiro. Yes.
There you go. Oh, it's actually quite.
Okay, it didn't stream. I don't know.
Okay, so what we want to do, okay, is don't use any external libraries. Yeah. Okay, so now what we want to do, okay, is we want to copy. God, that's big, isn't it? That's a lot of code. That's a lot of code.
Yeah.
Jeez, right. So, if you go to the top, because we don't want to copy all of it. We want to copy the bit underneath where it says public string solve.
Yeah.
Below. We want to copy.
Yeah. Only the functions, not the class.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So submit. One or more test failed.
I think maybe you might have got one extra curly brace, I think, at the end.
No, let me check it out. So no.
Oh, okay, maybe I was wrong then. I thought it was.
Maybe sure, yeah. All right, let me do this maybe. Okay. It's a Java thing. Let's continue.
It should work though. Should that?
Yeah.
It should work. So I'm not sure why it's not working.
Hint. I will say this is wrong. Use this hint. So maybe.
Okay, so that seems a bit,
shorter, and we are going to remove this. We are going to remove this and this. I think we're good.
What?
Let me do this.
So again, this is one of those things where, well, it worked when we did the Python one, didn't it? So I'm not sure why. Yeah. You need to remove the import as well at the top.
No, yeah. I did.
Okay.
So when I do this thing and do submit,
can we make sure there's no top? There's a no blank line at the top as well.
All right. Sorry. There we go. Does it care about the indentation?
Shouldn't do, because it does. It copies the string and then puts it into a class.
Yeah.
Why is that not working? I tell you what you can try as well is if you go back to the game board, put the you've got sample input, and does it have, so maybe put sample input and then the expected output in that as well,
into the Kira chat, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then put the sample output as well.
I don't know if it's going to understand, but let's see. That sample confirms the approach.
So it said it works. Okay, so that's that's worrying that the Java question doesn't work.
Let's try. Maybe it was a double and long difference, even though it shouldn't. No. We can check this out. Okay, we have other problems.
Let's okay. Well, let's see. Yeah, that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Excuse me. Without batching, what is the maximum throughput for? Is it this? Yes. So if it's an SQS question, the answer is always 300, I guess. What is the maximum message size? I don't know, 512? No. What about 256? Yes. And medium. Is there an official that launched the public? Ooh, AWS. No, this one.
2006, yeah.
Yeah. So we need to do this as well, but
yeah, that's later on. Okay, but we do have at least you on the leaderboard now.
Yeah.
The coding question was a bit worrying because we didn't test that in the game, did we? To work properly. So I wonder.
No, we did with Python and TypeScript.
The Python one worked.
With Java.
The Java one didn't work, but that one we know Java one's already a bit strange anyway. But okay.
So here's my suggestion. Do you want to wrap it up today, or do you want to do the
let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up today. I think we've done quite well. We've got front end hooked into the back end on the cloud. We've got the pipeline running so that we can make changes to the back end as we need to. I think we're looking good. Now we just need to do the next episode. I think front end hook everything up together.
And we will start cleaning up and turn it into the proper game that it is, and we're done.
Brilliant. So folks, thanks a lot for tuning in and watching Sally and myself in Fullstack for Noobs as we show you how to use AI coding assistants such as Kiro on how to build full stack applications. It's been great having you along. So we'll see you I guess next week, because I'm not around this week. I'm off.
All right, so next week.
So we'll be back on next week, I think.
Awesome. Cool. Then see you next week, folks.
Yeah, see you later. Bye.